Bitcoin continues to dominate global financial discussions as investors look beyond short-term volatility and focus on long-term price potential. As we move closer to the end of the decade, questions are growing louder. How high can Bitcoin really go? Is BTC becoming digital gold or something even bigger? And what could Bitcoin look like by 2030 and beyond? In today's report, we take a deep, realistic, and data-driven look at Bitcoin price predictions from 2026 to 2030, analyzing institutional adoption, on-chain trends, macroeconomic forces, and expert forecasts, without exaggeration or hype. This is Bitcoin Legacy, and here's the full breakdown. Bitcoin's position after 2025. As 2025 approaches its final phase, Bitcoin has already experienced one of its strongest cycles in history. Earlier this year, BTC reached a new all-time high near $125,000, driven by a combination of institutional inflows, ETF demand, and improving regulatory clarity. However, the rally did not continue in a straight line. Bitcoin faced several headwinds: global trade tensions, geopolitical conflicts, high interest rates, market-wide risk-off sentiment. Despite these challenges, Bitcoin has managed to hold key price levels, reinforcing its growing reputation as a long-term inflation hedge rather than a speculative asset. What's important here is not just price, but who is buying. Institutional adoption and ETF impact. One of the most significant changes in Bitcoin's market structure is the rise of institutional ownership. Spot Bitcoin ETFs in the United States have attracted tens of billions of dollars since approval, allowing traditional investors to gain exposure without holding BTC directly. Major corporations are also increasing their Bitcoin exposure. MicroStrategy continues aggressive accumulation. Metaplanet and other Asia-based firms are following. Public company BTC holdings have nearly doubled year over year. At the same time, exchange reserves are declining, suggesting investors are moving Bitcoin into long-term storage rather than preparing to sell. This behavior historically aligns with early-stage bull market cycles. Bitcoin price action. Entering 2026. In early January, while this tight range may appear boring, analysts often view it as an accumulation phase, especially since it is forming near a multi-year trendline support. If Bitcoin successfully breaks and holds above $95,000, technical projections point toward $108,000 short-term target, retest of previous all-time highs, potential new highs in early 2026. Failure to hold support, however, could delay this move and trigger deeper corrections. On-chain data and market structure. On-chain metrics remain one of Bitcoin's strongest bullish signals. Key observations include sustained accumulation by long-term holders, falling exchange balances, rising institutional wallet activity, reduced selling pressure from miners. These trends suggest confidence, not speculation, is driving the market. However, Bitcoin's future trajectory will still depend on global macro stability, interest rate policy, regulatory clarity across major economies. In extreme risk-off scenarios, analysts see strong downside support near $70,000, but under stable conditions, upside targets remain dominant. Bitcoin price prediction 2026. For 2026, most conservative forecasts place Bitcoin within a wide but realistic range. BTC price forecast 2026. Low range, $130,000. High range, $150,000. Extended bull case, $230,000. This outlook assumes continued ETF inflows, no major regulatory shocks, stable geopolitical conditions. A confirmed breakout above $108,000 would significantly strengthen this bullish case. Bitcoin price prediction 2027. By 2027, Bitcoin is expected to move deeper into institutional maturity. BTC price range 2027, $170,000 to $330,000. This phase may include increased sovereign interest, pension fund exposure, broader global adoption. However, volatility will still exist. Bitcoin bull markets historically include sharp corrections even during long-term uptrends. Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin price prediction, 2029. By 2029, Bitcoin could benefit from scarcity-driven demand, reduced issuance, strong long-term holder dominance. BTC price forecast 2029, $275,000 to $640,000. At this stage, Bitcoin may function less like a speculative asset and more like a global digital reserve asset. Bitcoin price prediction, 2030. Looking ahead to 2030, forecasts become broader but still grounded in adoption models. BTC price prediction, 2030. Conservative range, $380,000. Bullish range, up to $900,000. This scenario assumes Bitcoin as a mainstream store of value, regulatory acceptance across major economies, continued institutional and sovereign participation, long-term expert forecasts. Several influential voices have shared long-term projections. Blockware Solutions, $400,000. BTC, Kathy Wood, ARK Invest, $3.8 million by 2030. ARK Invest, updated, $2.4 million by 2030. Michael Saylor, $13 million per BTC by 2045. These projections are highly optimistic and depend on Bitcoin capturing a significant share of global monetary assets. Bitcoin's future remains uncertain, but one trend is clear. Adoption is growing, not shrinking. While price predictions should never be treated as guarantees, Bitcoin's fundamentals are stronger than ever. Whether BTC reaches $150,000 or $900,000 by 2030 will depend on global stability, regulatory clarity, sustained demand. One thing remains certain: Bitcoin is no longer ignored. This has been Bitcoin Legacy. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay informed.